I was trying to make a really good video for you guys. It's about how climate change is a scam, and it glitched out because Zuckerberg obviously doesn't want you to see it. So I'm going to try
Part
to
1 Biotechnology.
do it again. So I'm making three parts here, and the first one, well, the whole thing is about what they're doing and how they're changing humanity and the whole planet, and they're trying to destroy God's creation through transhumanism,
Transhumanism.
which is not just changing humans, it's
Genocide.
changing everything on Earth. And the first part is about biotechnology.
Part 1 Biotechnology.
The climate isn't changing, it's being engineered, and we're being murdered, depopulated, and we're being forced into being transhuman. We're being genetically modified by the government using your own tax dollars. They're turning people into sheeple that trust the government. They're dumbing them down to the point where they can't think for themselves. Okay, they're injecting the population, spraying the population, okay, and creating all these diseases. Then you got to come back to the pharmakia who created the problem in the first place, big pharma in them. So you go back to them for a solution, and they give you more stuff that gives you more diseases, and they never cure the original disease. Because why? Because they never stopped injecting you, and they never stopped. And Bill Gates and Fauci and all these criminals are working together to murder us. All right. So believe it or not, they don't want to help you. Gates want to help you or help humanity. He's trying to hurt you. Okay. So CRISPR, right, is when they insert stuff into DNA of something. It's a genetic modification, and when they do it to your food and then you eat it, it changes your DNA so you're not human anymore, right? But that's part of dumbing you down and giving you a chemical lobotomy through all this stuff. They're feeding you poison, okay? So they put a gene into a plant that's like a pesticide, and then you're eating it, okay? So all this stuff is leading to more cancer and more diseases. So CRISPR actually started back in the 1970s. Bill Gates isn't your friend. Him and Trump are obviously working together. If Trump was actually trying to stop him, he would have had him arrested. He's not playing no 5D chess game. They're all Epstein associates. None of this QAnon stuff is true. None of these people got executed or nothing like that. They might be scapegoats or actors in masks or whatever it is, but Trump's not a good guy, and his synagogue of Satan and the Zionists aren't no good guys. There's no evidence that Trump's doing anything good. But the reason that the government and Gates is messing with all the food is they want to genetically modify every organism on Earth. So the other two parts of my video are going to be about nanotechnology and cognitive science. Nanotechnology is when they implant nanoparticles and stuff inside of your body and force you into it. They're spraying it, they're injecting it, and all that stuff. Cognitive science is controlling people's brain waves, reading their brain waves, and trying to control them through like different devices and things, and bigger brain implants and stuff that's bigger than nano size. Biotechnology is the field of applied biology that involves the use of living things in engineering, technology, medicine, and other useful applications. Modern use of the term includes genetic engineering as well as cell and tissue culture technologies. Here's an example of what they want you to eat, because during Agenda 2030, you're not allowed to eat meat anymore, and you're going to be scored on your carbon footprint. So they use CRISPR to make this genetically modified fungus and make it taste like meat. So that's all you're going to be able to afford with your social credit score, unless you have a lot of money to pay out the government or you're a good slave. They'll reward you with a universal basic income and cryptocurrency if you listen to them. But you don't want to eat this stuff, and nobody wants to eat this stuff, and they shouldn't have to. So biotechnology, because of them destroying the whole planet with their industries and pollution, and geoengineering, right? They're trying to make it so only their plants and their organism will survive, right? And then every type of God's creatures, including humans, is going to be patented. So some corporation owns it, and they're going to own you. That's all this is about, is trying to enslave everything, every life form on Earth. Okay? So that's how satanic and evil the government is. And that's the reason behind climate change and why they're trying to force you into all this. It's very bad. It's very evil. So here's a little reminder. All this stuff I'm telling you about isn't to help us, it's to hurt us. So Bill Gates and all these scientists aren't doing this for our good. They're doing it to exterminate us and destroy original humans. In other words, destroy the humans that God created and make some kind of abomination, not man made in God's image, but man made in Satan's image. So, biotechnology, what does that include? That includes CRISPR gene editing and CRISPR babies. Supposedly, the CRISPR twins that were illegally created in China, a genetic experiment, they're saying that somehow they're smarter than normal human babies. I don't believe it. They're trying to trick you into doing this stuff, and you don't want to do it, and you don't want to be part of it, and you don't want to have a CRISPR gene edited baby because these are false promises. You cannot be perfect. You can't have a perfect baby. I'm telling you, they're going to come out all mutated and all messed up, and they're not going to be able to have their own kids, right? And because of all this climate change stuff and them destroying our planet and environment, people are going to be forced to choose this stuff, and they're going to be forced to choose this other stuff. Check this out. They're going to force you because the environment and women aren't going to be able to get pregnant anymore. And men, their sperm count is almost to freaking zero now in a few years, right? So they're going to give you a genetically modified baby and they're going to grow it in an artificial womb. Okay, a couple years ago, the FDA was already discussing using these things. Okay, they're going to use this or they're going to grow it inside of a robot and they're going to have a robot being your parent, teacher for your kids, everything. They're probably going to take your kids from you. You know what I'm saying? This is very bad.
Works by two major components. The first one is a circulatory system that goes through an oxygenator. So it's a connection through the umbilical cord vessels that allows blood to flow out of the fetus through the oxygenator and back into the fetus, exchange gas like the placenta does. And then the other component is a fluid environment that surrounds the fetus and allows the fetus to swallow and breathe amniotic fluid like it's supposed to during development.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. This biotechnology is a massive field of science. Look at all this AI driven drug discovery, gene editing, CRISPR for diseases, personalized medicine, advanced diagnostic, biosensors, rapid PCR. So, they're genetically modified organism inside your body being used as a biosensor. So that and rapid PCR. It sounds like they're already doing this to us and without us even knowing it. You see that? So that's look like that was part of COVID. Is they're using AI to create mRNA vaccines and using that a PCR and vaccines to implant biosensors, which is a genetically modified organism inside of you without you knowing it. So that's what biotechnology is doing. So it's not helping us at all. And then they can bioprinting organs, which is something like a cell culturing or whatever when they grow your new organ in a freaking petri dish, right? This is crazy. Look at that. They're trying to say you're going to be better than what God made you. Look, synthetic biology right there. That's what they're releasing. They've been doing it for years. Morgellons, that's what synthetic biology is. So they're not only using nanobots and all that through nanotechnology, they're using synthetic biology through biotechnology, AI machine learning. Look at the miniaturized systems for fluid control, digitalization and automation, integrating robotics and smart systems. Oh my God. So don't you see what's happening here?